Hey, everybody. Thanks. Welcome back for chapter 4 from The Stepped Approach. Chapter 4 is titled Getting It Done. And in today's world, the average rate of engagement for an employee is 73%, which isn't that great. I believe that's the stat. At the end of the day, the data from Gallup and a few other sources tell us that the rate of disengagement of our teams is costing us billions, if not trillions of dollars to lost productivity and people, quite frankly, just not caring. When we think about the stepped approach and we're on chapter 4 and we're thinking about getting it done, this is about inspecting what you expect. It's an age-old phrase. It's been around forever. How many times have you been on the receiving end of a request for a special project, or there was a training, or there was something else that happened in your organization and there was no follow through? None. There was a drop in the ocean, a big splash, and then nothing. Maybe Gong has been rolled out or another call recording platform, but there's no tangible programmatic approach within your organization to leverage any device, any tool, any training appropriately to think about the follow up and follow through. It's like an unkept promise. It's like the person who says, I'll call you and never does. That's awful. So, what do we think drives our team's lack of engagement, our team's lack of trust in us as a leader? It's that. It's that there's a lot of lip service, but not a lot of follow through. And it's easy. I've been there too. Part of why I wrote this book is what I learned as a leader when I first became a leader and screwed up and had team members ask me for some of these things. That's the other part of chapter 4 is the humility to lean into that and go, oh, shoot, you're right. I just kind of expected, which we should, I just expected X, Y, and Z to happen. But it's kind of like your kids or being proud of an achievement. Your team members want to hear from you. They want to hear good job, right? There's only a couple things that motivate people, and so that's one of them is the need for achievement, the need for recognition. It's right up there with earning money for salespeople. So for those of you that are thinking that right now, we need to be able to see our team. So when we think about getting it done, we talked about the concepts of learn, create, and execute. We also need to throw in there, not throw in there, we need to be deliberate and we need to make sure that we are taking a programmatic approach to everything we're doing, meaning there's a before, during, and after. Before we do something, we are learning it, and here's what we need, who needs it, and how we're measuring it. We need our during, which is our creation phase. Again, roles, responsibilities, who's doing what, how are we measuring it, how do we know we're successful, how do we know when to course correct, and then we need our after. What comes from our execution? What comes from our executable efforts at the end of the day? What did we learn? Who did something really well? I'm not saying everything has to be a party and a parade and all that jazz, but it certainly will go a lot better if we are recognizing achievement while also addressing our need to get better. So make sure you dive into getting it done. Learn to lead with soul. Learn to have your team sell with soul. Put an accountability loop in place. You'll be amazed at how your team rises to that standard of excellence.